universe. And as I get older and older, I become more and more certain, because as human beings, it seems like we need a lot of examples, because we're not going to be convinced with one time or two time or three times of proofs. We just need the universe to prove itself to us over and over and over and over again. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Soulful Intuitive. I want to thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing, and hope that you've had a good week so far. Today, we're going to talk about synchronicity again, but in terms of numbers. One of the signs that I get all the time is through numbers, and particularly number 33 or number 333. And I have been seeing this number for quite a few years, and I looked into it, and it turns out that it's actually my birth number. So if you have your month and your year and your date of birth, if you add them all together, year, month, and date, and reduce it to one number, except for when it's 11, 22, and 33, you just leave it as that. And that would be your big number that you need to just look into it and see what it is. So basically it goes from 1 to 10, and then we have 11, and then we have 22, and then we have 33. And mine adds up to 33. So 33 basically a version of 6 and in numerology, but on steroids. So today I woke up at after midnight. I woke up at 333, 3:33. Had some water, came back to bed, woke up, and I was driving to work. 2 cars in front of me had something 333 as their plate number. And then in my head, I talked to my guys and I said, oh, well, thank you. Because usually when you see repetitive numbers, it means that you're being guided, and you would just say thank you. And I'm here to be guided, and thank you for being there for me and communicating. But throughout the day, I kept seeing it, and to the point that in my head, I said, okay, well, I want to see 333 2 more times before I get home. Sure enough, I did. And then I started laughing in the car, because I make these conversations with my guides, and sometimes they deliver and sometimes they don't. But today I wanted to know, what is it? Is it, do I have to look into 333? Because it also could be an angel number. It is 333 is an angel number too. Or am I just in the state of flow? And when you're in the state of flow, synchronicities happen. But also another thing that happened this morning is I have a client who had a surgery. And this morning I was thinking about texting him and see, if he's recovering well. And sure enough, maybe an hour later, he messaged me, which was very odd, because I just never get any text messages from him. So I knew that, okay, so synchronicities are happening. I'm in the state of flow, and a bunch of other things happen left and right. But the most important thing that I wanted to share with you today in terms of being in the state of flow is when you're keeping your energy at that high vibration, where you're in flow with your environment and universe and nature, then other things also fall into its place. For example, we have a very old house, and ever since we bought it, we knew that we had to change the roof, but the price of the roof was insane, and we decided that instead of changing the roof last year, we would just patch up the parts that were compromised with roof repair. And that would have bought us 1 extra year, which it did. But then this year, every morning when I was doing my breath work and my intentions, I was thinking about just putting it out in the universe that, we need to make sure that our house has a safe roof, given the fact that it rains and snows here a lot. 9 months a year. So I just didn't really see a way for us to be able to afford that, and given a high price tag for it. And but every day I just thought about it, because it's not our job to find out how, it's our job to put out what. And the reason why I'm using a tangible example is because everybody can relate to it. There's so many intangible ones too. But so one of our friends just decided that he has a friend who also does roofing, and together they're going to fix our roof for a fraction of a price. And it almost was like a miracle when I told my clients, their jaws just dropped because they couldn't believe that we're changing our roof for like 20% of what other roofers would charge. So basically we paid for material and a little bit of labor. And this is just one example. I mean, there's so many other examples if you want to look into your own life to see what happens when you ask the universe and you keep your vibration high. Because what usually happens with most people, including me, is we have an emergency or we have something that we need to attend to, and we worry and we go to the place of fear and anxiety. And the more we worry, it seems like the more things stall. And then we get mad at ourselves, we get mad at the universe. We think that our self-work, the self-development work that we've done hasn't worked. We think that maybe our intentions and prayers, all of that, like journaling, all of that is just a game and it's just not fruitful. But what I have experienced, and as I get older and older, I become more and more certain, because as human beings, it seems like we need a lot of examples, because we're not going to be convinced with one time or two time or three times of proofs. We just need the universe to prove itself to us over and over and over and over again, which is ridiculous. But we are who we are. We are not the fast learners, and we're very doubtful. So when we go to the place of worry and anxiety and what ifs and all of that uncertainty, then we're not helping our meditation, our intentions, our work that we're putting out to go through, to go forward, to actually happen. But when we are very clear about what we want, if it's to our highest good and to our highest purpose, then the universe will deliver. And sometimes very quickly, to the point that you get amazed. And sometimes it takes time, because there's so much maneuvering that has to happen. And sure, if we think about this universe that is so magical, that things can happen instantly, but sometimes the timing isn't right for us, and sometimes so many other aspects have to fall into their place in order for that task to get done. But today I had this amazing connection where in my head, I did ask specifically, if you're communicating with me, I need to see 333 two more times. And usually when I ask, and I start like looking at every plate number, every house number, anything that has numbers. If there's a van with like a telephone number written on it for that business, I look at that. But that's actually when you're pushing it and you're forcing it, and it usually doesn't happen. You communicate in your head as what it is that you want to see, or you want the universe to show you, and then you just like let it go. And then the universe will, at the right intersection, maybe you just stop and then you just look at, a number written on the wall, or a number written on a van, or a realtor's number for their ad on the bus, or just plate numbers. Or you just look at your car and you see certain digits on your speedometer or your watch. So that's how it works. And of course, when it happens, it's so exciting, you want to share it with someone, but also there's that nagging voice inside of you that goes, maybe they're all just coincidences, which is, the left brain of us that like just works with logic and just doesn't want to believe that there's, for every 1% that we see and we touch and we feel and we understand, there is 99% that we don't, and yet left brain is so stuck on that 1%. So be in the flow, look at the repetitive patterns. If you see numbers, if you see someone, if you keep running into, let's say, a car, like just watch the pattern, because universe is just that repeated pattern in every way possible, in every way you look, in every direction. Just like how we have seasons, which is a repeated pattern. We have day and night, and we have high tides and low tides, and everything is just being repeated. How like animals just they reproduce every spring. Certain animals who hibernate, they go to sleep every winter. It's just repeated patterns. So just look at it. Even look at the people you attract. Just see that, like, what is that trying to tell you? Because the universe is communicating with us very loudly and vividly all the time, whether it's from our dreams to our interactions to like the repetitive thoughts that come to our head, to repetitive intuitive knowing. So, but the numbers, everybody can experience it, because we're dealing with numbers all the time. So just notice what number it is that you see, and then go and look into your numerology and calculate your number. Yeah, what is your birth number? I was looking at this other way of calculating. It's called Gene Key, GENEKEY, Gene Key. And there are so many websites where you just put in your time of birth, your date of birth, and your year of birth, and it calculates it for you. And so my partner and I did it, and ours was very similar. So for example, my health was 5, and it was saying that basically my health, every health issues that I have is caused by my nervous system, which is so true. When I'm stressed, or when I'm anxious, or when I push myself, or when I worry, all of these things will cause neck pain, back pain, headache, insomnia, and indigestion. Like, all of these are caused by my nervous system. So there's so many ways to look at it, and they're all true. Some you might like it better than others, but I really feel like there's so many different ways to communicate with the universe and to decode, and just find the way that works for you. And sometimes, like, for a while you're really into numerology, and then after that you just move on to something else. And there's like, you don't, just because something works for you now and communicates and speaks to you now, doesn't mean that you're stuck with it for the rest of your life. But the thing is that learn different languages through which we can understand the universe, and then life just becomes more magical. Because that was I couldn't wait until I get off work and tell my partner about the 333, and then I went one step further, and I said, okay, well, like, universe, can you please tell me if it's 333 something significant that I need to look into it, or am I just in the state of flow, in which case just show me 222. And I didn't see 222. So, or maybe I was just pushing it, because I've been asking all day long for more signs, and 333, and sometimes it's just 33, and some other days there are other numbers. But today was, and last night, starting as of last night, it was 333, and then all throughout the day. And I even asked my tarot cards, and the tarot card said, the spirits are talking to you, and you're just in the state of flow, you're on the right path. They're all the same thing. And it's just good to know that we are where we're supposed to be. We are doing what we're supposed to be doing. And that feeling that you're on the right path gives you more confidence, because sometimes we lose our confidence in life about where we are and who we are and where we're going. And those are dark times where we feel lost, and we might just have thoughts that aren't positive, or we try to find answers by asking people, or anything outside of us, which is always the wrong way to go. The answer is always inside of us. We should always go inward. We should always get centered and ask ourselves. So this was something that I wanted to share with you. I know synchronicity is such an interesting topic. Everybody loves it. People have their own stories, and this was just one of the stories that I wanted to share, because I knew that numbers speak to everyone, not just me. And just find what number works for you, what numbers you see more than others, and how are they repeated. Do you see it twice? Do you see it 3 times? Do you see it 4 times? Basically, the more numbers of the same number, the more repetition means that the stress is like more on that number. So yeah, just find your number and let the numbers get you excited, because that's what they will do. And let the numbers talk to you, and then share it with your friends, because a lot of people don't know about these things, and it's been around forever. Such an old concept, and they've been using it for like thousands of years. And I just wanted to share that and have you share that with your loved ones and your friends. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful evening, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.